Hey everyone, and welcome. I'm really excited today to be here with Dr. Jonathan King, who's our Vice President of Student Services, and he's going to just take us through a little bit of what happens in this office. We're in the one stop, but you might recall that that side over there is where all the registration goes on, and then Jonathan, maybe you can tell us what happens in this office here.
Okay, so once you finish with enrollment, you come to this side, and this side is pretty much like central headquarters in terms of working with students to get them their financial aid and also get them counseling. Students really can't go far without the counseling. That's a very important piece of trying to figure out in terms of like assessment where they are with their math and their English. But once they sit down with the counselor, we get them all signed up with their courses, and then we can make sure they have the financial aid. We also offer them extra support for other programs. So we identify if they're like a promise student, right? We identify if they are eligible for things like EOPS and other programs as well. So we're here 9 to 5, and we are available to the students, and we want to give them as many wraparound services as possible. So when I think of a student coming here, I think, what extra thing can I give them to help them stay in the game? It's really difficult for a lot of students. I've worked at a lot of community colleges, and normally the ratio of success is almost half of the students drop out after the first quarter, after the first semester. We want to figure out, how do we close that gap? How do we have more students going into the second quarter, second semester, so they can be successful, and eventually they can graduate and they can, succeed.
Right. And just down this hall is your office, and then all our counselors are there. Could you talk a little bit about some of the things that the counselors do for our students? What are some of the things they help our students with?
So the first thing that the counselors do is that they're going to sit down and take a look at what they want to do in terms of their career. And we try to figure out, okay, if you want to be a fireman, you want to be a policeman, you want to be a doctor, you map out those courses. Now, the more clear you are about what you want to major in, we can then give you the entire schedule or education plan for the entire 2 years. If you don't know what you want to do, we primarily will then do an abbreviated plan for one semester or one quarter. So that's how we get them started.
Great.
Right.
And then this is a really welcoming space. So what do you see students doing here? Do they just kind of hang out? Do they look at their schedules?
Well, the students can look at videos. They can look at their schedules, right? If they have children, they can bring them here as well. And the most important thing is to map out who they're going to see for the day. Because you just can't sometimes just come in and see a counselor because they're very busy, or even a financial aid person. So the most important thing is to come in here and map out what they're going to do and who they're going to see, and then move them on so that they can become successful.
Great, excellent. Well, I know you encourage probably any faculty, if they have any questions, to stop by your office.
Tell them to come on down. We can't wait to see them, and I want to congratulate them on being accepted in their new roles here on campus, and we look forward to meeting them.
That's great.
Thank you,
Dr. King, thank you so much for talking to us today. Appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you some more.
Thank you, sir.